हरिः ओम् नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ श्रीगणेशशारदागुरुभ्यो नमः। So today's verse is Yatah Sarvani Bhutani. I'll chant it slowly. Yatah Sarvani Bhutani Bhavantyadi Yugagame Yasminscha Pralayam Yanti Punareva Yugakshaye. So there is a verse. The way to split it is Yatah Sarvani Bhutani Bhavanti Adi Yugagame Yasmin Cha Pralayam Yanti Punaha Eva Yugakshaye. This is the Padacheda splitting. The meaning of the verse is Yatah Sarvani Bhutani, from whom all the creatures are coming out, are manifesting. Bhavanti Adi Yugagame. When are they created? In the beginning of Yuga, in the beginning of the Eon, beginning of time. Yasminscha Vilayam Yanti, Yasminscha Pralayam Yanti. And at the end, in whom all of them resolve. Punareva Yugakshaye. And when does that happen? Pralaya Yugakshaye, at the end of the Yuga, at the end of the Eon, millennium. So that is the general meaning of the sloka.
End of the what? Yawn.
Yawn. E-A-O-N. The time.
Eon.
The time. Eon. The time.
Okay.
So we had to say a word which is closer to the word yuga. So yuga is the largest concept of time in the world. We'll see that how there is no other worldview which has that many number of years in their times, in their worldview, in their time span.
Infinite.
It's not infinite. There is an exact number because it's in the Gita, 8th chapter, 17th verse. When we go to that word yuga, we will see that. So the first word of the verse is Yataha. Yataha Sarvani Bhutani. So this word Yataha is a very important word. Yataha means Yasmat. So that is the very first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Janmadhyasya Yataha. It's also in the Brahma Sutras. Janmadhyasya Yataha, from whom all the Janmadi, everything is manifested. So Yataha means Yasmat. Yasmat means Yasmat Devat, from which divinity? What? Sarvani Bhutani. All these manifested beings. The word Yataha, actually in the Vishnusahasranama, it's actually a pratika from the Vedas. The Yajurveda, it said, the Srishti Prakriya, the process of creation, Yato va imani bhutani jayante, from which Brahman all this world has come aforth. Yena jatani jivanti, from whom it sustains. Yet prayantya bisambishantiti, and after destruction, which goes back to it. Tad vijijñāsasva, do jijñāsa, do enquiry into it. That is what the Veda says. So that is the purpose of telling this. So we need to inquire and find what is the source of this creation. Sarvani Bhutani. Sarva means all. Sarva means everything. Bhutam means Bhuyate iti Bhutam. That which manifests. That which happens. Bhu means to happen. So Bhutam means that which happens. That which is born. So Sarvani Bhutani means there are only 5 bhutas. Prithvi, Ap, Tejo, Vayu, Rakasham, Bhutapada, Vachyam. So these are the bhutas he creates first. But all these bhutas are coming from the Atman. How do we know? Again the Veda says, Tasmad Atmana Akasha Sambhutaha. That Akasha, that space, has come forth from Atma. And Atma is consciousness. Suppose you think about space or Mars, outer space. The moment you think, the mind is going to space. And as the mind lands on the space, the consciousness is as though waiting there to catch the mind. Then for the thought of space, consciousness is the locus. Hence it is faster than the mind or the space. And it is also the source of the space. That consciousness is the source of that space. So from the consciousness, space came. Akashad Vayuhu, from the space came air. Vayu Agnihi, from the air fire. Agni Rapaha, from that the water. Adbhyah Prithvi, from that the earth. Prithivya Oshadayaha, from that the minerals. Oshadibhyo Annam, from that the food. Annat Purushaha. Purusha means all the Jivatmas. So this is Sarva Bhutani. All that has come from the Brahman. Yatah Sarvani Bhutani Bhavanti. Bhavanti means manifest. When Adi Yuga Agame. Adi means beginning. Beginning of what? Yuga Agama. Manifestation of the time of Yuga. So this Yuga is the concept of time in our Hinduism. The Bhagavad Gita in the 8th chapter 17th verse, Krishna says, Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyat Brahmano Viduhu. 1000 yugas, Mahayugas. Ahaha Yat Brahmanaha Viduhu. Ahaha or Ahar. Ahar means day. One day of Brahma is 1000 Mahayugas. So what is one yuga? Like Kali Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Treta Yuga and Satya Yuga. That together compromises one Mahayuga. 1000 such Mahayuga is just Brahmaji's one day. The next verse is Ratrim Yuga Sahasrantam. Again is Ratri is another 1000 years. So 2000 Mahayugas is one Brahmanaha Ahoratram. Chaturyuga Sahasrantu Brahmano Dinamuchyate. Vishnu Purana. So this Brahma's day and night, just like he has this day and night, he lives to one full 100 years. Brahmaji lives to one full 100 years. That is called the lifespan of the whole Srishti. As long as Brahmaji is there, the Srishti also will be there. Now to get to an idea of this time, he says, Te ahoratra vido viduhu. Only people who know the divine days and nights can understand this. But from human's perspective, Dhumo ratris tata krishnaha shanmasa dakshinayanam. The 6 months, Dakshinayana, is the night of the gods. Agnir jyotir ahaha shuklaha. Shanmasa uttarayanam. Ahaha means day. So this 6 months is the date time of the Devas. So in 365 days, there is one night and one day of the Devas. That is a comparison for human beings and gods. Tadrishehi ahoratrehi pakshamasadi kalpanam. In this krama, you had to imagine fortnights, months, ayanas and years. So Devanam ekavarshatmakaha Naranam Shashtyuttara Trishamtat Varshaha. So 320 years, human years, is 1 year of the gods. 320 human years is 1 year of the god. Twadrishehi Dwadashibihi Varsha Sahasrehi Chaduryugam Bhavanti. Like that, 12,000 years of Devas will make one yuga, one Mahayuga. And that 1000 Mahayugas will make one day of Brahmaji, and another 1000 Mahayugas will make one night of Brahmaji. So in human terms, the whole thing will come to 311 trillion and 400 billion years. That is the calculation. 311 trillion and 400 billion years. This is the total lifespan of Brahma. This is called Adi Yugagama. So that is the meaning of the first verse. Yatah Sarvani Bhutani Bhavanti Adi Yugagame. The next verse is Yasminscha Pralayam Yanti. Pralayam means Vilayam. Vilayam means Vinasham. So in whom everything dissolves. This word pralaya has three meanings. First meaning is it happens every day in our lives. The night, when you go to sleep, then there is total destruction. You are no more a father, no more a worker, no more a husband. All your qualities are dissolved in the sleep. At that point, you don't have any personality, as though you are dead. That is total destruction. This is called avantara pralaya, individual destruction. And again, in the morning when you wake up, the creation happens again. That is avantara srishti. And then there is this normal pralaya. From time to time, the world is destroyed. Complete destruction will happen. Meaning only the forms and names change. The substratum of the world does not go anywhere, because the world is eternal. That is normal pralaya. And then this maha pralaya is at the end of the yugas. That is when Brahmaji's time ends. That is what happens after this 311 trillion and 400 billion years. So these are the three kinds of pralaya. But every single day this pralaya is happening. This destruction is happening in our lives. And again this creation is also happening. So this vilayam or destruction is a undeniable fact of life. You cannot avoid it. How? He says, Mandhata ya mahipatihi kritayuga lankara bhuto gataha. The most powerful king in Kritayuga was Mandhata. This Mandhata was a very powerful king. He got a lot of boons from Brahma, and he conquered every possible kingdom in the earth. He was the forefather of Ram, and his kingdom was Ayodhya. And he also performed 100 Ashwamedha. And whenever you perform this 100 Ashwamedhas, Indra becomes very doubtful of you. So, because Indra's padavi or his state is so far only until another person can claim. Indra himself is a jiva. All his powers are acquired by his work. So if another person can equal that kind of work, which is Shata Ashwamedha, then he also is capable of getting that Indra padavi or the status of Indra. Exactly as he doubted, Mandhara goes to Swarga and claims Indra's kingship. So Indra was expecting that. He's a very intelligent god. So he says that you have not completely conquered the world. There is one thing left. There is one Lavanasura. And Indra very well knows that he is a Shiva Bhakta, and he has got this Ajagavam Dhanuhu, which is the personal weapon, bow of Shiva, and that was given to this Lavanasura. He can use it once. So Mandhara goes there to conquer him, thinking that he is a small demon. But because of this extraordinary power, all of Mandhada's army and Mandhada is burnt to ashes. So even that great Mandhata was destroyed in Kritayuga. Anye chapi setuhu yena mahodato virijitam kwasu deshasya antakaha. Deshasya is Ravana. Ravana's antaka is Rama. Rama was no ordinary king. He was able to build a huge bridge over the ocean. But even that Rama, the greatest king of Dwapara Yuga, even he also had to meet with Vinasham, with destruction one day. And again in the Treta Yuga, Naike Chapi Yudhishthira Prabhadayaha Yata Divam Bhupate. Yudhishthira, who was again a very dharmic king who had conquered all the world with the help of his brothers, even he had to pass away. So destruction is something which we cannot avoid. Even the greatest of the most powerful kings, they all had to go one day. And another verse by Nilakanta Dikshita, he says, Ena achanta salila nidhayaha echa srishta pradidyo shastrani astrani kabalidan ekaya yasya yashtya. There are, apart from these kings, there are very powerful saints, sages, who had the power of penance. Among them Agastya was the most remarkable. Ena achanta salila nidayaha. Salila nidhi means a treasure trove. Salila means water, where all the rivers end, which means the ocean. He was able to do the achavanam of the whole ocean. Achavanam means sipping of the water. Just like you sip water, he just took the ocean and sipped it because of his tapashakti, who Agastya. But even he had to go. Ena srishta pratidyauhu. Dyauhu means Dyuloka, means Swarga. Pratidyav means a competitive heaven. So that was Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra created another heaven as a competition to Vasishtha. So there was this king called Trishanku. He wanted to go to heaven, but he wanted to go in this body. He didn't want to die and go to heaven. So he went and asked Vasishtha. Vasishtha says, no, I cannot do it because it is not dharmic. Then Vishwamitra doesn't like Vasishtha, so he says, no, I will do it. And he, by his power of penance, sends Trishanku to Swarga, and Indra sends him back. And halfway through, Vishwamitra stops him, and he creates this Pratidyav. Such powerful Vishwamitra also had to go one day. Third one was Shastrani Astrani Kabalidani. When this Kartavirya, when he stole, he had a fight with Vasishtha, and he had thrown a lot of weapons on Vasishtha. But all Vasishtha did was put his Brahmadandam in front of him, and that had the power to absorb all the weapons. So such was the power of Vasishtha. But even he had to go one day. Kastadriksha prabhavadu jano deva bhudeva varge kala kitaniva kabalayamasa. Kalaha, the time, kitaniva, just like worms, kabalayamasa, is swallowed. The time swallows all these great kings and maharshis. So nobody can escape destruction. So what are we supposed to do with? What we have to do is Vedasya adhyayanam kritam. You can read all the Vedas. Parichitam shastram. When we can also read the Shat Shastras. Puranam smritam. We can remember all the 18 Puranas. Sarvam vyartham. But all this is a waste. Padamna kamala kandasya chet kirtidam. If you don't do the kirtana of Kamala Kanta, Vishnu, meaning all your studies would be wasted, your life will be wasted if you are not able to meditate on Vishnu's names. So that is what is going to save us from destruction. Why? Punah prabhatam punareva sharvari. Again there will be morning, and again there will be sharvari, night. Punah shashankaha punarudyate ravihi. Again there will be moon, again there will be sun. Kalasya kim gacchati yati yauvanam. So the world is going to go on, even whether you are here or not. Tathapi lokaha katitam na buddhyate. Still the mind does not understand the seriousness of impermanence. Dharmam prasangadapi nacharandi. By simply listening to dharma prasangas, repeated discussions of dharma, papam prayatnena samacharanti. The mind always engages in sinful actions because that is the nature of ignorant mind. Ascharya medat hi manushyaroke. This is a very surprising thing in this world. Amritam parityajya visham pibanti. That people are prone to poison rather than immortality. Hence, the conclusion is Vaktum samarthopi navakti kaschit. Even if you have the samarthya, even if you have the capability, na kaschit vakti. Nobody is able to say that. Aho jananam vesanani mokshe. Because there is a kind of enmity towards freedom. People don't want to be free. Otherwise, jihve pibaswa amritam deva. With this tongue, you can simply lick nectar in the form of Govinda, Damodar, Madhaveti. By chanting the names of Vishnu, we can go towards immortality. So, Yatha ekena chatrena rathasya na gadir bhavet. A chariot cannot move without two wheels. Evam purushakarena devam na siddhyati. Similarly, if God's grace has to manifest, the other wheel, which is called the free will of human beings, that also has to support it. So only God's will, supported by human free will in the form of prayers, will lead you to the final destination before the Yugagama, before the end of the time. So that is how we have to free ourselves from destruction before the end of the Yugas. So that is the meaning of the verse. So I'll chant the verse once again. Yatah Sarvani Bhutani Bhavantyadi Yugagame Yasminscha Pralayam Yanti Punareva Yugakshaye Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahesha Gobrahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Ramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhaved. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
A couple of questions.
Yes, that's fine.
One is just vague question. Both are vague questions. But when you said this Mahayuga, all the yugas and 1,000 of those is one day in Brahma's life, and another 1,000 is the one night.
Yeah.
Who figured this out?
The Gita itself says, Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyat Brahmano Viduhu. One Sahasra Yuga is the one day of Brahma. Ratrim Yuga Sahasrantam. And one Ratri is another Yuga Sahasra. Then he says, Te Ahoratra Vido Janaha. This is known by the Ahoratra Vidaha.
People who
Aho Ahascha Ratrija Vidanti. Idi Ahoratra Vid. Taihi. By them it has been known.
I see.
There in the Shankara Bhashya, he writes, this is not possible for the human beings to know. That is why Bhagavan says this is known only by people who know the Devayana, who are capable of knowing the time span of gods. So that is the commentary written by Shankara. So he also talks about the impossibility of the human mind to fathom the span of this time. But the source of this information is Bhagavad Gita, 17th verse, 8th chapter.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Now the other thing is...
It only means that just because I say it,
No.
I need not know it. Yeah.
No, there's a source. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that everything is ultimately destruction is there. All these great beings who did this and that, they were destruction.
Yes.
But you also said if you say these Vishnusahasranama, remember Vishnu's names, you can attain immortality.
Correct.
Those two things seem contradicting. Are you immortality or are you going to be destroyed?
There is a seeming contradiction.
Okay.
Because the concept is the whole manifested universe is called the universe of duality, where everything seems to be different from everything. There is a difference between matter and matter. There is a difference between one living being and another living being. There is a difference between the living being and the matter. There is a difference between the creator and the created. Yes. All these differences are only in the Dvaita level. But Advaitam Paramarthadaha. But in the fundamental level, there is no difference. What is Paramarthadaha? What is ultimately Advaitam? The absence of duality. So there is only this one big truth, Vishnu. Paramarthadaha. So it is like this. If you consider that truth is water. Truth is like water. So water has, you cannot limit it. When you say ocean, it is limitless water. But when you name it as ocean, you are limiting it. You can immediately conceive. So that name is actually putting a limitation to water. That unlimited limitation, that ocean is Ishvara or God. And that wave from that ocean, that is you, that is Jiva or me. And that water itself, limitless, that is the truth, that is Vishnu, that is Brahman. So when you look at water, it is never destroyed. It can change form. It can go up as vapor and come back. It will remain as water always, forever. But then these waves will come and go.
Yeah, you mentioned a few things, like manifest. We are all manifest. You are manifest. I'm manifested.
Yes.
We are all manifestations.
Yes.
So all this destruction and all these things are just, to me, don't exist. It's a concept.
Yes. Just like the waves.
Yeah.
There is no wave.
Yeah.
The wave is arising from the ocean and subsiding back.
Again,
but the mind thinks it is
it's
bonded.
Yeah.
If the mind does not think it is bonded, you are free. That's what we are saying. We are saying that you are free. But then, because you have the question, there should be an answer.
Correct.
That's what in the beginning of Gita, introduction, Shankara writes. Jata iva, mrita iva. As though he is born, as though he is dying. That's what he says about Krishna. Krishna is Parameshwara. As though he is born. Just like the waves come and subside. In reality, there is no such thing.
No.
That's why I said there's two levels of realities. Vyavaharadaha Dvaitam. In the empirical world, we have these differences. Paramarthataha Advaitam. Ultimately, there is only one truth. So, but you have to understand that oneness here, in this world, when you are alive, before you go to the Yuga. Yes. Because if you don't understand it, what happens? You remain as a wave, and you will come back as a wave and suffer again. Yes. So that is the whole purpose, to get back to that Paramartha Swarupa.
To me, the English word explains some of this. It's just one word called awareness. Awareness is existing everywhere. In
fact, this this verse we chanted, Yatah Sarvani Bhutani. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a verse. Yasmad jatam jagat sarvam yasminneva praliyate enedam dharyate cheva. From which this world came, from which it is sustained, and from which it goes back. Tasmai jnanatmane namaha. To that Jnanatma I salute. Jnana means awareness. So, Krishna himself is presented in Srimad Bhagavatam as Jnanatma, or the essence of knowing, or awareness. That is the true nature of eternity or truth. Truth is defined as all awareness.
Yes. Thank you.
So I have a question. Yes. Okay. So I think you referred that you can be free by worshipping Vishnu.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Now, Sigmund Freud, he says the most of the mental illness comes from people who are scared to know themselves. Right? So that's one part. I mean, you are saying it is so wonderful to know yourself and that Atma within us. Is there fear? Is there anxiety about it? I mean, do most people do it? Do most people don't do it?
You said that the cause of illness is the fear of knowing.
Right.
That fear is caused by ignorance.
Right.
The next verse we are going to talk about Papa Bhayapaham. The very next verse we'll talk about Papa and Bhaya. Bhaya is fear, and Papam is ignorance, sin in the form of ignorance. So ignorance causes this fear, and fear causes illness. Illness of samsara, as we say. Samsara roga. So we don't call it mental illness, we just call it illness. And one other thing is, this cause of this fear, which is we talked about ajnana, like last class we talked about regression. You cannot find a real cause to it. Hence it is futile to really find out why you are afraid.
Right.
But rather we should get rid of that fear, and the way is chanting Vishnu's name, meditating on Vishnu, because Vishnu is you. Fundamentally you are Vishnu. Understanding that is through the process of meditation. Meditation, I think, is just also studying or inquiring is also meditation. The definition of meditation is one pointed thought. If you have one subject which is the focus of your thought, that is meditation. That is tapas, penance. Manasascha indriyanancha ekatmyam paramam tapaha. If you are able to put together all your sense organs and mind in one alignment, that is penance. And that is what will clear off your ignorance and fear.
Yeah, I used to share it with people. The sailing. One of my friends used to go sailing, and I told him, for you, sailing is meditation. You're focused on the sailing.
Yes.
Somebody's doing gardening or cooking. It can all be your focus, one focused thing.
The difference between Vishnu Dhyanam
Yes.
and sailing is this.
No.
A small difference. When you are deliberately doing an act out of your own free will, without being guided by natural impulses, because naturally you feel that I am bored, I want to get away from boredom, so I want to do this activity. That kind of activity can be binding, because you have to find a boat, you have to find the money, so it's riddled with problems. Whereas in meditation, from the beginning you are going to be free. Why? Because the very action arises from your free will, and it has the possibility of destroying your limitations. Whereas in ordinary hobbies, impulsive actions, that limitation will not be eradicated. That is one little extra when you depend on Shastra. When Krishna says all your actions has to be guided by the Shastra or deliberated thinking. That's all Shastra means. Shastra is nothing but deliberation by the Maharshis. Maharshis who have deliberated in order to find themselves. They are absolutely not interested in propagating this teaching. They are interested in knowing. So they have no reason to publish or to spread their legacy, or there is no such thing. But their pure purpose is to get to you to this understanding. That is what they say about Guru. A Guru is a person who will make you another Guru. It's like lighting a lamp from another lamp. He won't just give you a few tips or information. That is a teacher. You would be made that. You will become the teaching. So that is the difference between deliberate Shastric meditation and normal concentration. In the world, like Ramanujam, great mathematicians and highly intelligent people, geniuses, they are all engaged in some kind of penance. And even Freud is a Maharshi. Because the insights he has given to humanity about psychology and mind, he is behaving like a great Maharshi. That kind of insights he has provided us. But it's also important for Shankara that you come in and acknowledge this tradition and make use of your gurus. Make use of all this accumulated knowledge. Rather than cutting yourself off from that line, these are the differences between general focus or concentration and the Shastric, the traditional meditation. Just wanted to point out
correct. I just felt one leads to the other,
Yes.
You know what I mean? These are tools to get to... All those help in quieting the mind, kind of.
Yes. Even the very word Satsanga is defined in the Gita as Prashaste karmani tada Sat Shabdo Abhidiyate. Any prashastam karma, anything which is extolled by the Shastras, by the scriptures, is called Sat. And that association is called as Satsanga. So that is what is going to lead you.
Beautiful.
That's what he says, Satsangatva, Nisangatvam. That will eradicate your loneliness, eradicate your need for company. There is no need to go outside. There is an ocean inside. That realization will come from this various associations. Then finally it is dissociation. You dissociate with everything. Because at the end you are going to meet yourself. And you have to be comfortable with yourself. You have to have the capacity to be happy with yourself. Swa Ananda Amrita Triptaya. You are Amritam. You are immortal. But you have to understand that and enjoy it intellectually to begin with. So that's what these things will lead you finally. Even the end sight is also told in the beginning. It's not reserved for the end.
So if you could elaborate on this. So a follow-up to that was that your inner world reflects your outer world. So I mean, in psychology, psychoanalysis, they are saying if you are unable to relate to your inner world, inner ocean, then you are unable to relate to your outer world. You think that makes sense?
Yes, absolutely. Your sankalpa, your resolve, that is what is going to manifest as your action. That as words. The Veda says that et vacha vadati tat karmana karoti. Whatever you say, that is what is going to manifest as your action. If you keep on saying that I'm going to the temple, I'm going to the, you'll end up going to the temple. If you are going to say something else, you'll be ending up doing that. So what your thought, that leads to your speech, and speech would lead to action. That's why we are trying to figure out how to be deliberate in our thoughts.
Right.
Because all the thoughts are popping up in your mind without your permission. But then you have the power, you have the free will to take it to the next level or not. You can either say, Mr. Thought, welcome to you, I like you. Or you can say, no, Mr. Thought, I don't want you. That choice is with you. That is your free will. That is what we call one chakra. One chakram is Daivam. Another chakram is Purusha Akaram, or man's free will. So in the thought, in the inner world, just as it sprouts as vasana, as a thought, there itself you have to catch hold. That is where Shastra is helpful. Once you understand what the Shastra says about these things, and then you decide what is Karya. Karya means that which can be done. And what is Akarya, what is not supposed to be done. When you have that, deliberated that, then you can eliminate some thoughts. Thought can stop there, and it need not manifest into speech or action.
So that's our action, right? So coming to temple, right?
Right.
But my thought cannot create a temple. So there's Prakriti, which is beyond Purush, right?
Right.
So external world is more than the world I create, right?
It is, yes. Right. There is one Jiva Srishti and Ishvara Srishti. The external world is created by God.
Right.
Why did God create the external world? Why is He so such a sadist that there is so much of unhappiness and sufferings in the world? Because we are only seeing that there is a plane crash and 800 people died. We are not seeing that millions of animals are being born and they are dying in the whole universe. When you consider that this 800 is such a small, minuscule number. So Ishvara has a greater responsibility of giving the karma phala of all the creatures. He is the karma phala data. So he has to provide these results for all the accumulated karmas for all the creatures. So that is why we say that karmanyeva adhikaraste. You only have right over what you act. The results thereof is reserved for Ishvara. Ma karma phala hedurbhu. Meaning you don't be the controller of the results. That is the main problem with the modern setup, that people are so freaked out about not able to control the outcome. They want to control the outcome. No, that is not the way of the Gita. You have to really have full focus on the action. The more you do the action, of course the result is going to be manifold. If you supplicate those results to Ishvara. Sri Krishna Arpana Mastu, that's what we say. If you do it Ishvara Arpana Buddhya, then definitely that result is going to be more than what you are thinking. So that prayerful attitude is a very extremely important component in your worldly day-to-day interaction with the world. If you don't have that prayerful attitude, if you act egoistically, not giving Ishvara the place he really has in the universe. It is not because of you the universe is created. Jiva Srishti, you can create a temple by your effort. a library, a house, but you cannot create the universe. You also cannot stop somebody from creating something. So everything is controlled by Ishvara, and once you have that Ishvara Arpana Buddhi, and if you focus on karma, your actions will be manifold.
When you said free will, this thought, you said you can either welcome the thought or stop the thought.
Yeah, that freedom is free will.
Okay.
That freedom.
So how is that different? How is that equate with destiny? What is already destined?
Destiny is something which already you planned and forgot.
Oh, okay.
This you had planned about it,
Okay.
but you forgot it. You had wanted it. It happens all the time. You want a Ray-Ban glass, you put it on your head and you forget that it is there. But after a while, you see that anybody owning a Ray-Ban glass has to pay a tax. But you don't know that you have a Ray-Ban sitting in your head. And you realize, and then you are worried that you have to pay the tax. So that is what destiny is. Basically, it is your own accumulated past playing out. So Ishvara will never give a result to you which is not connected with you.
Correct. So it has nothing to do with free will.
No, the destiny, free will is limited. Don't think that free will is unlimited. First of all, it is proportionate to your limitations. But then when the thought buds in your mind, you have complete control over it. You don't have to really let the thought take over you. That much free will you have got. Don't equate free will with Ishvara's free will or Ishvara's will. So your free will stops where mine starts. Like your nose ends where my nose starts. So when I say free will, it is a limited free will. But that free will is not being used by human beings. Human beings are absolutely not touching it. The way they are leading their lives is as though nature is playing it out. They are programmed by several influences, impulses.
So can I say free will is like that action is my will, and the destiny is a prasada buddhi.
You have to accept the destiny as
Prasada
prasada
buddhi.
buddhi. Yes.
That's right. That's the difference.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
The attitude towards destiny is prasada buddhi.
Buddhi.
And the attitude towards your action should be
Free will.
free will. You have to use your freedom. You have to, yeah. That is kausalam. Yoga karmasu kausalam. That discerning of your action. That is the using of your free will.
I can't help but ask you who was your teacher because you're so good.
My teacher is Subramanya Shastri. He is the maternal grandfather of the Kanchi younger Swamiji, the present Swamiji. He was in a village near Red Hills in Madras. So I stayed with him for about 16 years. So that is what I got my training.
You said grandfather of the
Kanchi Shankaracharya,
Oh.
maternal grandfather. They're from the same village called Tandalam. I can show his picture to you.
Was it your free will to go there?
Yes, I was seeking how to understand Shankara, and
Oh, wow. Yeah.
so the great Shankaracharya, like Paramacharya, the 100-year-old, he directed me towards him.
Wow. Yeah.
The first question he was asking was, do you chant Vishnusahasranama? So that is why I have so much of respect for this Vishnusahasranama. And I understand now that it is, Shankara also chose it as his first book to comment. So this is my guru and his wife.
Let's see.
Yeah. His name is Subramanya Shastri. There's a photo.
Wow.
So they always say that you should never conceal who your guru is. You should be proud about your guru.
Exactly.
So how old?
Nagurum pragobhyet prajna. If you are an intelligent person, never conceal your guru. Tan mantram tu pragobhyet. But whatever he taught, you should keep it as a secret. That you have to, just like your guru had used your discernment to teach you, you had to use that, discern that, and whatever your common sense is, you had to use that and give it. That's what they say. Another thing they say is Nadvaitam Guruna Saha. We can have Advaita with God, but not with the Guru. So I can never cross him.
He's
that
God.
yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
We'll meet next week.
Too many questions, but thank you.